we are talking today about why I have decided to be a public servant. One must understand my background. And to understand my background, we must rewind to the year of 1887. In that year, my great-great-grandfather, Albert Hall. Now, one thing about my grandfather, back in the days, one did not know how to spell as an African American. And he chose that last name Hall because those are the only 3 letters that he could spell. And he wanted to make sure that he was able to write his last name, the last name that he gave himself. And so in order to understand my background, we must go to the small little place called Rochelle, outside of a city called Micanopy. And that city is pretty small, and so when I talk about Rochelle, that is where the cowboy hats, the boots, the deer heads, and the concealed weapons permit comes from. I promise you guys that rednecks come in all colors. And so as I venture to Orlando to go to the University of Central Florida in this great city, beautiful, I decided to major in political science, that my values lined up with the Conservative Party and the Republican Party. And since then, I have, of the last 10 years, been involved at length in the Republican Party, from the national to the state to the local levels. And so one asked me, well, why do you want to run? And so after many people talked to me and some of my friends, I decided to pray on it. And so I come from a praying family. So what I didn't tell you is that the place in Rochelle was also a place where my forefathers put a church up. And 131 years later, that is the same church that I married my wonderful husband, Shans. That is the same place where I baptized my son, Dylan. And so far, that has been the place where it's a mark in the history of Rochelle. And we, as Christians, one might say that there is no place for God. I disagree. I think that moral ethics is always in a place, especially in government. So I moved on and I decided that I would like to go to law school, and I attended and successfully passed the Florida bar and became a lawyer. And so once I became a lawyer, I sat on the Orange County Charter Review Commission, and I took a look at our local constitution, and I sat back and I said, hey, there are some changes that I can make at the local and the state level. And so I decided to put my hat in the ring to run for state office here in the state of Florida in District 47. I thank you guys so much for your time.